Welcome to the Real Estate Investing Podcast, where we help you unlock your potential freedom through land investing, real estate investing, and entrepreneurship.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Real Estate Investing Podcast. I'm your host, Ron Apke, for this episode, and today we are going to be talking about the fastest way to go from $0 in land investing all the way up to $1 million in profit. And I really am talking about scaling it up to $1 million of profit per year. And it sounds, I don't want to say it sounds unattainable, but it sounds unrealistic for a lot of people who are first getting into this business. And the first thing that needs to change if you want to make $1 million in this business is that mindset shift. You need to believe that you can do it. You need to believe that is possible. That initial shift is so important. And the people who have done that in our program in land, they all believed it from the start, or they were convinced of it throughout. And it's not something that just happened. Like, you just don't happen. Like, you need goals, you need plans to make $1 million. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's very, very realistic. So first off, let's talk about what a typical first year is for someone in land investing, land flipping. And we'll talk about it from our perspective, from the students we see, from the people we talk to, from the people we coach, everything like that. There's so many people on different levels in their first year. But what I want to talk about here is the typical person who's taking action, who's sending mail. So let's say someone starts January 1, they start with education, they want to send 3,000 to 4,000 mailers per month. That person, if they are consistent, we're seeing that person do anywhere from like $225,000 to $350,000 their first year. They need to be attacking the right deals. They need to be doing the right thing. The key to this person, though, the typical person who's not trying to quit their job right away, that usually this type of person comes in like, okay, I have another job. I'm trying to make some other money. If for some reason this land thing takes off and it gives me an ability to quit my job, great. If not, I don't hate my job. I'm not rushing to get out of there. That is this very normal, typical person that I see. And they do really, really well. They don't quite have the urgency of someone who hates their job, someone who really wants to get out, but they do well. They put time in, they put effort in. And if they're in that boat, like I said, adding $200,000, $300,000 to your income is incredible. Like that with 5-7 hours a week is incredible. And that is what we're seeing in like the typical person. I don't want to say typical, like that's everyone who just joins our program, but the person who is coming in, taking action, they're being consistent, they're learning from their mistakes, they're joining our weekly webinars. That is what we are seeing. It's very, very common person, and it's not that many deals. When you're making $200,000 of profit, that could be literally, it could be as little as 2 deals. It could be as much as 10, 15 deals, something like that. But a lot of these people are going after big deals, and they're being very, very efficient with their time. When you are trying to make, if you're coming in and you want to make $1 million in your first year, you got to realize that it is more risky when you are trying to scale up really fast, especially if you have no knowledge in this background, you don't have real estate knowledge, whatever it is, but you're trying to scale up really fast in something. It's more risky at first. You're going to be less efficient with your money. And the reason being is like, if you're trying to do that, you're going to have a decent volume of mail. You're going to have a decent volume of marketing, texting, everything like that. And there's a big learning curve. Like, this is something brand new to you. And there's a huge learning curve from where you are and where you need to go. You're going to send mail. You're going to learn from those mistakes. You're going to learn from pricing incorrectly. You're going to have so many different aspects where you're going to be learning. And that is going to expedite your land journey. And those people who come in, because we've had people make $1 million in their first year, and it's very possible, but it's kind of rough those first couple months because typically they come in and they're sending a ton of mail, and like there's a lot of learning lessons. Doing due diligence is a lot more difficult month 1 than it is month 12, but they get so many repetitions with the volume that you have to do to make $1 million, not crazy volume, but relatively decent volume you need to do to make $1 million. You get an unbelievable amount of repetitions versus that person who has a goal of $200,000. If you come in and you have a goal of $1 million and you need to 5x the output, 5x the marketing of the person who wants to do $200,000, think about where they're going to be 5 months down the line, 6 months down the line. If both of them are consistent, both of them are taking action to hit their goals, it's just their goals are completely different. Their goals are 200,000 versus $1 million, 5x for $1 million. Theoretically, if everything else is the same, the person is going to get 5 reps for every one at pricing, 5 reps for every one at due diligence, 5 reps for every one at having a deal go through. So the rep thing there is going to expedite. You can get 3-4 years worth of experience in this business in 12 months if you come in with that mindset. So a huge key if you are trying to do this, let's say like you just joined the program, you've been listening to us, you joined the program, you're like, I'm going to start right after the new year. I'm starting the education right now. 2024, I want to do $1 million. You need to be targeting big deals. It cannot just all be base hits. Base hits are great. Buying for 10,000, selling for 25, buying for 20, selling for 40, singles, doubles, everything like that. You need some home runs along the way or you're going to lose your mind. Like it's just going to be doing $20,000 profit deals, doing 50 of them in a year is it's possible, but it's much more tolling than if you can get that average up to $50,000 per deal or 40,000, where you just have to do 20 or 25 deals in a year. It is a huge, huge difference. And the only way to really do that, it doesn't mean the majority of your deals are going to be $50,000 profit, but you get $150,000 profit, everything else shoots up. Your averages shoot up, everything shoots up. And that's where the ability to do $1 million, one person, like you don't need partners. You don't need to outsource much. Like maybe you outsource answering service. Maybe you outsource some scrubbing, maybe pricing, stuff like that. You don't need an in-house person though to do $1 million. And that's what so many people's minds go to. Obviously, if you have limited time, like you might have to do other things, you can do this yourself. $1 million 2024 if you're just starting out. It's just the mindset shift, going after big deals. You cannot start out January 1st and send mail to 2 to 10 acres. That's not the mindset that we need for that. You need to send 2 to 1,000 acres. You need to be going after $500,000 purchases. You need to build those funding relationships so you can buy those $500,000 purchases. You buy for $500,000. Maybe it's subdivide. Maybe it's a project. Maybe it's just flipping, selling for $1 million. You get funding. You make $250,000 with $0 out of your pocket. Remember that. The funding partner makes $250,000. They're very happy. And then that's literally 4 deals a year. I'm not saying you're going to get 4 of those a year, but that's all you need. You get one of those big deals and it makes everything else seem so much easier down the line. You can make $200,000 on a deal, $300,000 on a deal. That goal of $1 million doesn't sound as crazy. But if you're doing base hits throughout the whole year because you only send mail to up to $50,000 or whatever it is, it makes it a lot more difficult. It really does. I've had people come in and they want to use all their own money on deals. So they're capping their mail at $20,000 so they can purchase all their deals. And they think that's the best thing to do, not utilize deal funding, not do bigger deals. And then it is a grind. It's a grind. But you start making 6 figures on deals, you start making $200,000 on deals. That $1 million in your first year is a lot more possible. You're going to get help. Like if you get good deals under contract, if you have a sales mindset and you are talking to these sellers, you're talking them down, you get them at the right price, you're bringing deals to us for us to review, you're going to get help along the way if you get legitimate leads. But if you're just throwing any lead at people, that's when those people really struggle. So what I'm saying by that, say you start January 1st, you send mail, you're targeting big deals, you get a $300,000 property under contract, you don't do any due diligence on it, and you're not willing to negotiate. They just ask for $300,000. So you're like, okay, why not? Then you bring it to a funding partner, and a funding partner's like, this is worth $350,000. And you're not willing to negotiate. You didn't do due diligence versus the person who's like, I got it for $225,000. I think I can get him down lower, but I wanted to get the purchase agreement, see what you guys thought. Like from a funding partner perspective, that excites me. It really, really does. Like that excites me. That's someone who's going to kill it in this business because they have that mindset. We're going to need to negotiate this in negotiation. We're offering them $200,000 cash. Like we can negotiate on that. They're winning, we're winning, everyone's happy. As you go for bigger deals, you have less operational strain as well. So just like think about it, like I said before, $20,000 average, you're going to do 50 deals. $40,000 average, you're down to 25 deals in a year to get to $1 million. Big difference there. Think about the operational strain on your business. You have to sell 50 properties versus 25. You have to do due diligence on who knows how many. You need to go through title on 50, and everything is 50 instead of 25. So that's what going for big deals is. Like I said, a lot of your deals will still be smaller, $20,000, $15,000, $12,000 profit, which is fine. Those are going to keep your business moving because the big deals don't come every week. They don't come every month. But when they do come, those are what really make you money in this business. Like what really moves the business forward are those 6-figure profit deals. So if you're starting out and you're like, this sounds good, like January 1st, I'm going. 2024, I'm going. Not just January 1st. I don't like that. I don't like, and I said that before, but I don't like the mindset of like, I'm going to start doing this January 1st. Like you got to start now. Then make it happen. It's going to happen in 2024. Like I'm starting right now. I'm sending mail right now, but my 2024 goal is $1 million. So get the mail out, do what you got to do for that. But how to get big deals as a beginner? It's something a lot of people coming in are nervous. Like I can't do a $200,000 deal. Again, it's just a mindset, a limiting mindset with that. You can do whatever size deal you want. It's possible. There's money out there to fund your deals if you get the right deal. But what you need to do, you need to absorb education. You need to be confident with sellers. You need to be willing to negotiate with sellers. You need to know how to do due diligence. So when you bring it to a funding partner, you bring it to one of our webinar calls, we have as much information. It's harder for us to review $300,000 deals versus $20,000 deals. So if you're first starting out, like do not have that limiting belief that like, I just started, I can't do a $100,000 profit deal. I can't buy a $100,000 piece of land. But like it is possible. Whatever size property you want to go for, you can get as your first deal. We've had people come in and their first deal is $200,000 profit. Their first deal is $90,000 profit. And we see it a lot. And it's just like they didn't think twice about it. Like they didn't think like this. I shouldn't be going for this. Like they just didn't think twice about it. It's the same process. There will be small changes, small seller changes a lot of times with $200,000 deal versus 20, but overall it's the same process. So really keep that in mind, guys, as you are starting your business, as you're going into 2024. If you have that big goal of $1 million, think about what you have to do, the steps you need to do to actually get there. You need to send a lot of mail. You need to target big deals, and you can do it for sure. Anyone can really do it in this business. Other than that, if you guys haven't already, hit the subscribe button right below. Really helps us move the mission forward. If you like the channel, share it with someone else. Leave a comment if you guys want any other episodes in the future. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
As always, thank you for joining. Please do us a huge favor and like and subscribe our YouTube channel and share this with a friend. It really means the world to Ron and I, but more importantly, it could help change the life of someone else. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next episode.